Say the line, Bart.
First, let me discuss Aqua Amara.
First, let me discuss Male Aviator. That's not right. It's not quite as catchy, actually. But yes, Male Aviator. What's sad to me is, of course, Male is legendary, and Male flankers are... There's kind of this nostalgia thing. There's this thing where people go, maybe this time there will be a good Male flanker. And a lot of people felt as though they got that with Ultra Male. I'm not a big fan of Ultra Male. To me, it smells like a generic feminine fragrance that can be found in any mall ever. But for me, if I'm honest, I kind of got what I was looking for with this, with Beau. And when Beau came out, nobody was interested. There was no hype. There was no thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of views. There was no hundreds of videos coming out saying, "Oh my God, look at this! Look at the new! Look at this! Is it? The second coming has finally happened. We have got an amazing Male," and I really love this. I think it's great. It kind of did it for me. It was the fragrance that, in my mind, managed to capture what Male did and then sort of modernise it and freshen it up and give it that coconut kind of appeal, and nobody cared. But now Aviator came along and everybody was like, "Oh my God, finally a new Male flanker." I smell Aviator and my take on it is this. The first time that I smelt it, it reminded me of this. It reminded me of CH Men. In fact, it reminded me of CH Men, but stronger. Quite a bit more intense. It certainly lasts a good amount of time. The projection on Aviator is pretty damn good. I sprayed it on in store, lasted the whole entire day. And for me, it's basically CH Men. Yeah, it's got a really similar vibe to CH Men, but with a lot more depth and stronger. So if you've loved Carolina Herrera's Man, but you've wanted something that's going to be stronger, because CH Men is great, but it doesn't last a lot. The performance isn't great. If you've wanted that, then this might be something that you want to check out. As for me, I thought the Aviator was okay. It's pretty much what everybody else has been saying. I smelt it and I saw some reviews, and I'm pretty much agreeing with everybody whose review I've seen, which is it's fine. It's above average. It's going to be a great fragrance. If you're just new to this, if you're brand new to the whole fragrance thing, if you feel taken aback by Aviator, if Aviator is something that you really connect with and you really like, I'll look the other way. I get it. You know, it's if I was new to this, I would smell Aviator and go, that's fantastic. But I'm jaded. I've got 10 million bottles. I've smelt it all before, so it's not going to resonate with me as much. If I'm honest, Aviator kind of came across more like a Diesel Only the Brave flanker, even with the colour scheme, even with the whole design palette, to be completely honest. It just felt like it felt as though the team who have been promoting Diesel Only the Brave suddenly got fired and went to Paul Gaultier and decided to do this with Male. It's fine. It doesn't offend me. It's great. And for some people, it's going to be fantastic and it's going to be something that they're really going to enjoy. But for me, I'm not going to buy it, but I can recommend it. What I can recommend, and what I actually have bought, because as I got told what this fragrance was going to smell like, I was like, good, I'm into that, and then I smelt it and I was like, there we go. Perfect. Givenchy Gentleman Cologne. People said to me, George, it's basically Dior on cologne, but with a little bit more sweetness. And I smelt it, and I was like, okay, because I love this, by the way. I adore Dior on cologne. And it just goes to show that not every single fragrance has to be a intense bomb of notes, or complicated, or too dark, or too wintry, or too insane, and just this, just barrage of scent and smell. No, sometimes, like I've said many a time, the simplest fragrances are the hardest to pull off, and if you pull them off perfectly, it's amazing. And Givenchy Gentleman Cologne, everybody should try it. Everybody who's into fragrance, if you're a newbie, if you're an intermediate, if you're where I am, where you freaking live and breathe the thing, Everybody needs to try Givenchy Gentleman Cologne, and it's got a lot going for it. I bought it on the fragrance shop sale that I was promoting last week, which I'm very grateful for, but it's this lovely, beautiful iris, orange citrus cologne, just phenomenal. It just works as well. And some people were saying to me it's kind of sweeter, but I didn't actually get that. In fact, I found it to be a little bit root-like in a way with that iris, and gave it just a little bit of this earthy punch, but nothing too insane, nothing too much. It's still very designery. It's still, you know, very, very common. But I was surprised how far Givenchy took the iris note. I was very surprised how artistic and how creative they let that fragrance be. It's phenomenal. It's fantastic. I smelt it. I've smelt it twice in store. I've bought it. It's coming to this house any day now, and so I was just like, yeah, I'm into it. Speaking of simple citrus-based fragrances, let me just very quickly talk about CK Everyone. This is not going to get a lot of hype. I get it. This is not going to get a lot of discussion. Nobody's really going to be talking about it, and I know that the reviews are going to be lukewarm. I totally get that, but let me just tell you, oh my god, I freaking love it. I freaking adore CK Everyone. It just is so great. It gets me the same way that Gravitas by Mr. Smelly gets me, in the respects of, it just reminds me of like fragrances that I used to smell back in the late 90s when I was super duper young. It's got this very, very straightforward, very simple orange, lemon, citrus with a little bit of sweetness in it. It's very simple, very straightforward, very cheap. But I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to wear the absolute fuck out of it in summer because it's refreshing. It's kind of like orange. It's got like a bit of an orange juice vibe to it. So yes, I personally really enjoy CK Everyone. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to wear it a lot. I could even see it. I could genuinely even seeing it be on my summer list. Summer lust. Oh. Yeah, so, but I could see it being on my summer list of 2020 easily. I really love it. I just unabashedly really love it, really dig it. I don't think it's going to be very hyped, don't think it's going to be very promoted, but I'll do a review. I'll give my 2 cents. I'll speak very highly of it, but I totally get other people not getting it and not liking it. But for me, it really hits me on nostalgia level. The signature version of Tom Ford's Beau de Jour is great. It's really, really fantastic, and I actually prefer it to the private line. Here's the deal, right? The private line is phenomenal, and the Beau de Jour private line fragrance, here's the deal. The Tom Ford fragrance Beau de Jour in the private line is phenomenal, but it's very, very, very intense. It's very deep, and it's very cloying, and it has all of those aromatic notes just coming at you very harshly. You've got a lot of lavender, you've got a lot of mint, you've got a lot of just sort of herbal craziness going on with these far darker elements. It's great. It's Tom Ford. A lot of people say, oh, Tom Ford isn't as exciting and isn't as interesting anymore. I'm like, what Tom Ford are you really checking out? Tom Ford are probably even more insane these days. It's almost as if they fear the criticism of not being wild and not being avant-garde, so they will put out things like Anthracite and Metallique and Beau de Jour. They are really, really trying their best to kill it and trying to be crazy Tom Ford. And I love crazy Tom Ford, right? But this is all of those elements from that private line and just smoothened out. It's a similar kind of thing of the Roja Dove fragrances. You've got the Enigma, Creation E, you've got Danger, you've got Vetiver, and then they have the Parfum colognes, and that streamlines it, gives it a little bit more oxygen to breathe, gives it a little bit more water to work with, so that it's just a little bit more smoothened out and it's not just all coming at you at once. So I love it. So all of those fragrances I've just mentioned, maybe not Aviator as much, but hey, like I said, it's above average. I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to give them all my seal of approval. Oh, here he is. Yes, take it. Take my seal of approval. I'm going to be 30 in 3 years, and this is what I'm doing right. Oh yeah, and there was also Durham 2020. I'm just not ready yet. I'm just, you try to give it, and you do a good job, and I'm just not ready. I can't do it yet. I just can't. Not yet. Now it's not the right time. They took everything from me. And they don't even know who I am. They took everything. I just can't do it yet. No. No, now it's not the time. Not yet. So thanks for watching The Compliment Factor. Anyway, I'll see you next episode. Me and the Seal of Approval have now got to go and try and get our tickets to WrestleMania, haven't we, Seal of Approval? Right, anyway, thanks. See you again. Away we go.